Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the beginning of the playoffs here in UHL. I'm Robubson, and joining me today is a very sexy man in a blanket. It's Animal. How are you tonight, man?
I'm doing great, and by the way, it's a blankie. Okay, a
Sorry,
blankie.
it's a sexy blankie. And that's a pretty fresh-looking jersey you got there.
Oh wow! Thanks for noticing. Yes, this is Swagway's beautiful jerseys. If you're not on Twitter, you probably haven't seen them yet. But yes, I'm repping this
Yep,
tonight.
there have been a multitude of selfies involving those jerseys. I'm sure everyone's seen them by now. Got a rep Swagway, of course.
Oh, totally.
So, Animal, we're both a little bit unsure of what's going on. So, do you want to kind of elucidate on what we know about what's happening tonight?
All right. So tonight we have a best of 9 match between Red Knight and Aranya, representing the Badass Women of Hearthstone and Team Toast.
Hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag Team Toast. Don't forget about that. We got some interesting decks on both sides. This is playoffs week 1. I'm pretty excited to see some of these deck lists here.
Yes. So the way that classes are working is obviously for the main season, players were going in kind of blocks of 3 with the class selections, and then kind of rounded the things off in the final week with a kind of free choice week. While for playoffs, what they've been doing for the past week is they have been drafting classes back and forth, with one shared class at the end. And looking at what the two players have, we have Aranya for Team Toast is on Mage, Paladin, Priest, and Rogue, while Red Knight is on Druid, Hunter, Shaman, and Warrior. And the shared class is Warlock, everyone's favourite class at the moment. So, some interesting classes, because the fact that it is a best of 9 and all classes essentially will have to be played at some point means that we're going to see some interesting things. And I've seen some of the deck lists, and interesting is definitely the word I would use for some stuff we're going to see here. So, are you excited, Animal?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm super excited. We got some really interesting deck lists on Aranya's side in particular. I'm really excited to see
Spicy.
exactly what she has in mind going into this long best of 9 series.
Yep, it's going to be a long evening indeed, especially for me.
Yeah, it's pretty late for you already, or shall I say it's pretty early for you.
Yep, it's gonna be early in the morning by the time we're done here, so hopefully it's all worth it, and we're gonna see some top quality stuff here. So I think we've had enough babble with a best of 9. We should probably just get straight into it. So if you want to let the players know that we are good to go,
Yeah, absolutely.
and we'll see.
No, they should be getting momentarily.
Excellent stuff. So we are going to have Red Knight on the bottom of your screens and Aranya Phoenix on the top.
Yeah, that's correct. Red Knight is running a Hunter. He's got Shaman, Druid. He's got a Warrior, and he also has a Warlock. Like you said, I believe Warlock was the shared class there. Such a
Yeah, it was.
strong deck.
Strong deck, strong class.
Strong class. Yeah, I miss Zoo. Just kidding. I don't
Oh.
like. I want a fresh new Warlock deck.
I've just been jamming a whole ton of Q block for the past few days.
Yeah, it worked really well for me at the beginning of the month, but I can't get a win with it anymore.
Oh, I think I've gone. I've played like 30 games or something with it since like today and yesterday, and I've won like 26 of them.
Oh,
I went on a
wow.
pretty nutty win streak with it. Like earlier today, I was at. Yesterday I was at rank 4, and now I'm at legend.
Oh, wow.
Q
You
blocks.
played it all the way to legend.
I did play Big Spell Mage for the final few games because I got really bored of playing Taunt Druid as Q block. It's not a
Oh,
bad.
I see.
It's not a bad matchup. It's just a really, really long and arduous one. So let's
Oh, yeah.
get right into game number 1 of Red Knight versus Aranya Phoenix. And so what we can see here is Red Knight is going to open up with the Warlock. And I'm only seeing even cost cards here, so with a Mountain Giant. So I think we can all make a fair assessment of what's going on here. While Aranya, the spectate function is being moderately irritating, so hopefully we can see her hand very soon. Yes, we can.
Seeing a lot of freeze effects in there.
Yes, we are. We are seeing a... Oh, God. What we can see, Animore, is double Mountain Giant in Red Knight's opening hand.
Yeah, that can just be oppressive for Warlock going against slow decks.
This is what you want to see as an even Warlock player. We're going to see a Giant on turn 3. Then we can see a Giant with a Sunfury Protector on turn 4.
Oh, yeah. And we see in Aranya's hand a couple freeze effects that can stall for a little bit, but no immediate ways to answer either of those Giants. Just ways to buy time.
Yep. I think what Aranya is really going to need is something like a Cone of Cold into this Dragon's Fury, into something else.
Yeah, and do not adjust your headsets. You heard right. Cone of Cold is indeed in Aranya's mage.
Oh,
list.
is it actually in that?
It is definitely in there.
Oh, I was just saying, I think she might... Yes, it is, in fact.
Your BS method of commentary has led you right into that perfect prediction.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. I love it.
There are a wide variety of... It's a kind of... It's a singleton elemental freeze mage is what I'd describe this deck as. It's pretty funky, and I think this Dragon's Fury, with the setup from the Frostbolt on the previous turn, is actually going to do...
Oh no, that's awful.
I was about to say it was going to do a good amount of work, because I'm still in Big Spell Mage kind of mindset where the minimum is 4. Nope, the minimum is in fact 2. And this is looking painful already, Animore, for Aranya and for Team Toast, and the beatdown has begun.
Oh yeah,
is
absolutely.
a Cauldron Elemental just come into the hand for Aranya. Anyone who's unfamiliar with this card, it's an 8 mana 7/7 elemental. Your other elementals have +2 attack. Not a card which has really set the world on fire, unfortunately.
Nope, but on the positive side, it looks absolutely badass as a golden card.
Yeah, no. Let's just look at this. It looks cool as hell. Red Knight opting to silence the Mountain Giant in order to push an extra 8 damage, and without any healing.
Oh!
The Flame
That
Strike
top deck Flame Strike!
But the thing is, Animore, it's still not enough with the Argent Commander in hand. That's still just lethal for Red Knight.
Yeah, very smart play from Red Knight, knowing that Flame Strike was the worst possible play for him, and even so, Argent Commander seals the game. Red Knight is up in this series 1-0.
Yep. So that was a quick one. That was a very, very quick first game.
Yeah.
We thought the Frostbolt into Dragon's Fury would have kind of allowed Aranya to stall out a bit there, maybe get towards the Frostlich Jaina, which is obviously in the Elemental Mage deck. But as it turns out, Dragon's Fury, when you have Flame Geyser in the deck, can whiff really, really hard. And that is exactly what happened.
For sure.
But imagine
sometimes Warlock can do that though against slow decks with those Mountain Giants. They just drop them and smack you in the face, and if you don't have the answers, you just lose.
It is worth mentioning. We should probably mention the fact that Red Knight did have the God Hand.
Oh yeah,
all God Hands. Double Mountain Giant on the coin is literally the best possible opener. There's nothing you can really do against that as a kind of slower deck. Obviously, Big Spell Mage is one of the better decks against even Warlock, but without the kind of consistency of the double Polymorph, double Dragon's Fury, double all the AoE, just couldn't quite get there, unfortunately, for Aranya.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. I think we should take a moment while we have it to shout out the Patreon. I know you've heard it a million times, but if you want to support the United Hearthstone League, go to patreon.com/UnitedHSLeague. Become a patron. We got some different benefits. If you like what we're doing here, we'd love your support.
That we do. And 10% of all proceeds will go directly towards rehoming Anamor's Blanky.
I have 2 of these, actually.
You do? Are they exactly the same?
Do. They're exactly the same. My parents got me and my brother one for the holidays.
And you just stole his as well?
He didn't want it. He said leopard print sucks. I beg to differ.
What? Leopard print is swaggerlicious.
I see what you did there.
Hey.
It's also one of the softest blankies I've ever had.
How many blankies have you had?
Too many.
Oh, the sadness in your voice there.
I know.
But while Anamor is in danger of tearing up, let's instead cut right back to the action. We are going to have Red Knight on the Hunter. He is 1-0 up, and Aranya Phoenix is going to be on the Paladin. And looking at this hand from Aranya, I think it's pretty safe to say that this is a Baku Paladin.
Yes, we are indeed looking at a Baku Odd Paladin. We see a couple of unique card choices in those Swords of Justice. I'm really interested to see how those pan out for Aranya.
Yep. There is one card I'm really looking forward to seeing in this Odd Paladin. Oh, there's actually a few.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, but one of the downsides of the way that Aranya Phoenix has kind of constructed this Odd Paladin is that it's very light on 1-drops.
Yeah, true. There's not very many 1-drops in there. Normally you'd see like a Firefly or some Glacial Shards, but no.
Yeah, Fireflies, Argent Squires, all conspicuously absent from the deck, and one thing that is in the deck is Noble Sacrifice. A little bit of a tempo secret instead of the minions, which is a interesting. There's Crushing Walls in this deck.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think Red Knight's hand was looking absolutely fantastic. The only thing he was missing is maybe like a Emerald Spellstone.
Yep. Unfortunately for Red Knight against an Odd Paladin, all Crushing Walls is ever really going to do is kill 2 dudes.
7 mana, destroy 2 1/1s. You know, you hate that.
Value. And Aranya is going to coin out the Sword of Justice and Hero Power to get the value train going here. Start generating some 2/2s instead of some 1/1s.
I like this play.
Me too.
Sets up a couple different options for next turn, most notably. Probably going to continue to develop the board with Vicious Fledgling and 2 more dudes, while Red Knight's got to think a little bit about exactly how he wants to clear this up.
Yeah. Red Knight's hand is looking very kind of lackluster, and scrap everything I just said. Red Knight's hand is no longer looking lackluster and instead kind of looking amazing, because not only does he get the kind of infinite value that the Builder Beast present against a board of what is almost always going to be 2/2s, with the exception of things that appear from Fungal Monster.
Yeah, I gotta kind of disagree with Red Knight's play a little bit. He knows he was setting up for that Deathstalker Rexar, but he was also had money on Aranya doing almost nothing the next turn.
Yep. So Rexar is going to clear off some of the stuff. Still going to leave a Fungal Monster there. And now the ball's kind of in Aranya's court as a result of the way that Red Knights approach this.
Yeah, Aranya has not too many options. It looks like just got to keep hero powering, maybe drop a 3-drop in the form of Fledgling, and then wait until Find Cleaver turn.
I mean, this is a pretty good turn. And Aranya very cleverly playing around Crushing Walls.
Yeah, very true.
So Unleash the Hounds cannot clear off the Flappy Bird as a result of the buff from Sword of Justice. So there is the option of playing the Wandering Monster as well as the moderately buffed Spellstone. But everything for Red Knight's just looking a little bit awkward here.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about Unleash the Hounds into Wing Blast to get rid of that Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense.
Oh wait, no. With Wing Blast, this is a full board clear. So, yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred to see the Build the Beast instead of the Wandering Monster, because when you get a full board clear, you're not really expecting that you need to protect your face.
Is it gonna go face with the Hound? No. That would be silly. And I do imagine we're going to see a Vine Cleaver just come down here. With the level up in hand, Aranya is very much just free to kind of develop at her leisure.
Yeah, because Aranya's in a very good position as a result of that.
Yeah, she is, surprisingly, because Red Knight did get the Rexar, but he's kind of running out of steam at this point. Bittertide Hydra, probably not the card you're going to be looking for.
Oh, especially with a bunch of dudes on the board. Well, I mean, when you think about Stone Tusk of Boar, that's a 6 mana, 9 damage straight to the face. That's King Crush. But fortunately, Red Knight's not feeling that confident. I don't blame him.
Yeah, that seems like a risky play.
Well, Red Knight's a risky dude.
That is true. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Aranyas, you've got to attack with the weapon before you do it. Or maybe she's maybe she's not attacking with the weapon. Maybe that's the intention here.
Yeah, maybe. Sometimes you just got to commit to it. Oh, maybe the taunt is protecting the 1/1s.
Maybe.
Anything is possible.
That does feel like a slight sequencing error, unfortunately, for Aranya, but still in quite a commanding position here.
Oh, yeah. Scavenging Hyena looks like a really, really good choice right now.
Oh, if only that Unleash the Hounds is still around.
True that.
Ooh, the Hunting Mastiff with some of these cheaper minions is pretty tasty as well.
Absolutely. Even the Tiger. Oh, he actually decided to go with the Crackling Razormaw. That's an interesting choice.
But cannot make any use of the echo effect this time around.
Yeah. I was really favoring the idea of dropping Scavenging Hyena and then trading your 3/3s into Aranya's 3/3s to just get a giant hyena.
Everyone loves giant hyenas.
Oh yeah. This Vine Cleaver and the upgraded Paladin Hero Power putting Aranya in a very, very solid position. Red Knight's looking like he's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. So, weapon once again. Just gonna do it. And just imagine how much stronger this position would be if Aranya has played the level up. Oh god, that unleashed the Hounds.
That was a ridiculous top deck from Red Knight. He can now clear 99% of the board. Probably get a Zombeast on the board as well.
Maybe the Scavenging Hyena makes an appearance again.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
Alas, it does not. Instead opting for a Flappy Bird.
Oh, the best kind of Flappy Bird is the one with charge.
Yeah, Flappy Birds with charge are pretty intimidating beasts. This game just keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of tempo swings on both sides.
Now the question for Red Knight is just which trades to make. or he might just be going face.
I love the stealth.
Stealth looks pretty good. Not really kind of concerned about dying, I don't think.
Yeah, outside of maybe another raid leader and the Stormwind champion.
Oh, elects to trade off the Ironbeak Owl instead of the and Phantom Militia. Aranya's kind of surprise inclusion is going to do so much work here.
Yeah,
that Flappy Bird's not going face.
No, not this turn. And Aranya's deck is kind of doing what it was meant to do. Odd Paladin has kind of seen a a bit more of as an aggro deck, but she's built it a little more mid-range and with the possibility of going late. So I really like what I'm seeing in this game.
Yep. Making things a bit heavier is kind of paying dividends, and it just what we're seeing is every turn it looks like the players kind of decisively turned the corner, only for the other player to just keep bringing it back.
Oh yeah, and these 1/1s are just making crushing walls look foolish.
But
Oh no!
the crushing walls is gonna.
All right.
So these dudes are actually gonna. A single solitary dude is going to make light work of the Flappy Bird, and now Aranya is pushing a pretty hefty looking counter lethal of her own. And Red Knight's gonna have to do some work to clear up this board, otherwise he may just be dead.
Yeah, all I see is kill commanding, probably the raid leader into crushing walls. That seems like the best option at the moment. Oh!
The taunt poisonous bloat that.
Yeah, what a pickup. If Aranya finds a silence, Red Knight is going to lose this game. But no such luck this time.
Interesting that she opted to play the minion before attacking into the poisonous taunt. Yeah, that's not. Maybe that was a concession to valuing the health.
Yeah, quite possibly. I liked. I mean, I'm not sure. There is a lot of burst in the hand of the hunter.
And is this lethal? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And that was quite a game. I thought both players were about to win it about 10 different times, but in the end it is Red Knight who takes it with his Spell Hunter over Aranya's mid-range Odd Paladin.
Yeah, and shoutouts to Aranya. That was some really solid deck building. It's obvious she had a plan in mind. She knew what she wanted to do with that deck list. And it worked out a little bit, a couple sequencing errors, and I think this game could have gone a different way. However, Red Knight, he had the right cards when he needed them, and as a result, he comes up 2-0 in this series.
Right. And he had Crushing Walls in his hand all the way through.
Yeah.
It's always good to have Crushing Walls as insurance.
And the two dudes never end up getting crushed. Sad days.
That's not really the matchup where Crushing Walls is ever going to shine in Dude City. So
yeah,
I wonder what we're going to see up next from these two players.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next match. I think they're just waiting on me. I wanted to take a moment to shout out the next matches in this week for week 1 of playoffs at United Hearthstone League. Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, you got Spivey versus Nate Wolf. I believe Cinder and Tom Locke are going to be casting that match. That's a good pair. I don't know if those two have ever casted together, but that's a nice match. I'm looking forward to that. Friday, Season 1 champion Ridiculous Hat is taking on Mike Lowe. Wicked and Bodicus, another good pair. They're going to be casting that.
Sounds pretty spicy.
Mm-hmm. We're just waiting on one more match to get scheduled, and then that'll be posted.
I believe it is Storm Rage and Illyri is going to take place on Saturday. I spoke to Storm Rage earlier. There's no set time, and we don't have a casting duo for it just yet, but that should be a pretty good match. I think the one I'm looking forward to most is Nate versus Spivey, or as I called it, the Battle of the Silver Foxes.
I don't understand, but I certainly was not expecting that.
Well, enough of that. Let's get back into the game, and what we have now is Red Knight on a even Shaman and Aranya Phoenix on a rogue of some description. It appears to be a kind of burgle rogue. We've got the Spectral Cutlass and the Pickpockets. Got some Blink Foxes. There is a Mist Wraith in this deck.
Oh, I can't even remember what that card does.
I've got to level with you. I don't know what Mist Wraith is, so I'm hoping it gets drawn because I feel like my Hearthstone knowledge is deeply lacking right now.
Yeah, tell you what, we're gonna find out. I know it.
That we are. And Red Knight's gonna go pretty aggressive with this spell damage totem, giving it an Earth and Might. Totem was possibly hoping for a healing totem there. And we are seeing the Aranya Phoenix tactic of put Phantom Militia in every deck.
Yeah. I mean, it provides taunts against early game minions, and it also can go late. Just dropping a wall of 2/4s.
Nothing wrong with a wall of 2/4s, and looks like Aranya was setting up with the dagger there to kind of get this Spectral Cutlass out right away. She's hovering over it instantly, and I think we're going to see a Cutlass. Or maybe she's thinking about the... Oh wow, this Eviscerate's going to go on this Vicious Scalehide. Really respecting the Scalehide. Going to hold off on the Cutlass for one more turn. And I've got to say, Aranya's hand is really looking a little light right now.
Oh yeah, but don't let that fool you. I know some interesting shaman cards that come from that pickpocket.
So, Anamor, how many Totemic Mites are we going to see?
I'm hoping no less than 1.
We see a Crushing Hand, and a Fire Elemental is really good.
That's a great pickup going into turn 6.
Yep, so that is going to deal with this Corpse Taker quite nicely, although not until after it's done 10 damage to Aranya's face, plus 3 from the previous turn, so I feel like this Corpse Taker's already pretty much done its job.
Yeah. Anytime Duskbreaker gets Wind Fury and hits more than... Well, even just once, especially with Flame Tongue on the field. That's all you can ask out of a 4-mana card.
Corpse Taker.
Did I say Corpse Breaker?
Corpse Taker is the actual name of the card. You said Duskbreaker. Very different 4-drop. It is a 4-mana 3/3.
I'm a meta behind. What can I say?
Meta behind and a class behind.
well, this is a pickpocket rogue, so I don't know. Maybe they picked pocket of a priest and handed it over to the shaman. You never know. That Merc Spark Eel, along with that Flame Tongue Totem, it's gonna make quick work of that Fire Elemental and put Red Knight in command of the board once again.
Yep, he's just refusing to let go of this, and this is very much just how even Shaman plays. Pretty much all the time. Like, they will take the board, and they will just never let you have it back. And with Aranya just kind of not really lacking the... What card is that?
Cheap Shot.
Cheap Shot, the Echo deal 2 damage. Of course. How could I not have recognized Cheap Shot?
It's like a backstab with Echo.
Yep. Or a... It's more like a Arcane Shot with Echo.
Yeah, true.
Another Fire Elemental is just going to keep pushing damage into Aranya's face, and Aranya's getting very, very low on life.
Yeah, the rogue player's face is not looking too good at the moment. Red Knight playing that Fire Elemental on turn 7 leading into Kalamos, setting up for a lot of face damage next turn as well.
Yep. So this is in fact just going to be lethal, with the Kalamos putting 6 damage to the face, with the 2 from the Merc Spark Eel already on the board. And Red Knight is going to go 3-0 up. Wait.
Not with that card.
He very nearly clicked on the Primal Fin Totem instead of the Kalamos, but realized the mistake at the last minute, and gets all the damage in.
Yeah, thanks to Captain Planet. I mean, Kalamos With the elements combined, that's going to be the end of game 3. Red Knight going up 3-0.
Well, we thought we were going to be in for a very long time here, Animal, but the way things are shaping up, maybe not.
Yeah.
Obviously, Irania's still got plenty in the tank with these spicy decks, but looks like Red Knight is, just here to... He wants to get it done as soon as possible. He has no time
Red Knight's
for
not
games.
playing around.
He has no time for games.
Yeah, there's no Sylvanas in this meta.
Nope. So, Arania, well, of course, with all 5 of her decks left, and Red Knight is left with his Warrior and his Druid. So, it'll be interesting to see which of those he decides to go with next. I'm not actually sure what the Druid archetype is off the top of my head. I'm sure it's going to be something pretty meta. But we're not going to find out for one more game, as Red Knight has instead opted for the Warrior.
Yeah, this is looking pretty much like your standard quest warrior. Got a lot of AoE, whirlwind effects, some taunt minions, anything you'd expect to see in this quest warrior archetype.
Yep, and this is the priest deck I can only describe as heal priest.
Yeah, if you take damage to your face and you want that damage gone, you play this deck.
Yes. A couple of interesting inclusions. One of which is Fell Soul Inquisitor. Do you know what the card the Fell Soul Inquisitor is, Animal?
I believe that's like a 4-mana 1/6 with lifesteal and taunt. I've seen that card a couple times in Arena.
The only reason I even know what it is because of Stonehill Defender. Good old Stony.
Oh, yeah.
The Acolyte of Agony is going to come down and put a little bit of pressure on for Aranya Phoenix, but Red Knight can either coin out the Blood Razor or just coin out the Serenite Chain Gang. Just going to deal with this Acolyte of Agony as soon as possible, prevent any healing from taking place, so there's not going to be any value from the lifesteal attached to the 3/3 body. And Iranion's going to have to play something else, and has unfortunately got no playable cards in hand, besides the Divine Hymn, which would literally do 0.
Yeah, not looking really good for Aranya right now. Finally, we see the Fell Soul Inquisitor. I love it.
What a card. I am a big fan.
There's a lot of life getting stolen.
Yep, this is Lifesteal Priest, Animal.
Trying to figure out what kind of Warcraft monster that is. But
It's a demon.
I can't tell. It is a demon, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of the few neutral demons in
Yep.
Hearthstone.
One of those rare neutral demons. Red Knight's going to play down the Acolyte, get a little bit of card draw going. Just hero power pass. Red Knight is not feeling under any pressure whatsoever to complete this quest.
Yeah, Red Knight is very content to just sit back, drop taunts, wait for that quest to be completed before ending the game with that Ragnaros hero power.
Yep, and obviously Aranya has plenty of healing. Gets a Warpath to deal with those Serenite Chain Gangs, which I don't think Red Knight was really expecting to happen. But I imagine that Red Knight is just going to... No. He is not going to play the double Phantom Militia to kind of get the quest going this turn. Instead, just going to play the Stonehill Defender and cycle a bit with Shield Block. And Aranya is going to play Devour Mind. One of my favourite arena cards ever.
Yeah, trying to find a lot of value from Red Knight's deck. Picks up, Cornered Sentry. Ooh.
Yeah. And this is the really unfortunate thing about playing cards such as Thoughtsteal or Devour Mind against a Quest Warrior. And that is that a lot of their cards are really kind of bad. They are designed to further the quest completion and very little else. Got a bit of removal, some fairly weak taunt minions, and that's about it.
Yeah, in order to defeat a quest warrior, you have to be very proactive or beat them at their own game, which is very difficult to do unless you know going into that matchup before you even build your deck. So you need to find proactive cards, and unfortunately, Devour Mind and cards like Thought Steal just don't accomplish that.
Yep. Unfortunately, there is no mind vision in this deck, which could have been one way that Aranya Phoenix could have got this game going. Would be once Sulfuras had been played, had been gotten to hand, play mind vision, steal it, and then start hero powering down your opponent in surprise.
That would be a fantastic.
That'd be a
change of pace.
beautiful game of Hearthstone.
Oh yeah,
I would
absolutely.
love to watch that. This Obsidian statue is going to be very annoying for Red Knight, however.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Obsidian Statue is a very strong card in almost any game that a priest is in, as long as the game goes to turn 9. Control players hate to see it. Aggro players hate to see it.
Yeah, of course it is. It is now turn 9. In previous times, it wasn't quite as late as that. You'd be seeing the Obsidian statue come down, and I think we all kind of look upon those times with despair.
Yeah, Big Priest was not happy times.
For anyone,
Certainly not.
the bad times.
Holy fire.
More healing, but it's healing that cannot be really utilized at the moment because Aranya is still at full health. And really needs something proactive to do here, otherwise, very soon, Red Knight's going to be able to start shooting Sulfuras, and Aranya may just die.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's really no proactive cards in either player's deck outside of
The quest.
the quest that's already been played that Aranya can make use of. I don't really see how she can win this game in this matchup.
No, unfortunately not. I'm looking at the deck list and trying to find the lines. Maybe it would have been something like Embrace Darkness into the Lich King, steal the Lich King, then somehow a obscene combination of Lich King cards gets you there. But the Lich King is now dead.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate because I think Aranya really wanted to hit an aggro matchup with this priest deck. That would have been really ideal.
Absolutely. Taunts, healing, lifesteal, removal. Bye-bye aggro. But no, the Embrace the Darkness is going to come out. Spirit Lash is going to deal with some 2-1s. But this is just free reign for Red Knight to equip Sulfuras and say go.
Yep. Every turn you press that button, you answer any threat that could come down, and you wait. And that's how Warrior wins most of these control matchups.
Yep, and if you're doing so at a life total of 37, you're sitting pretty, to use 2 words in one go. And Aranya's going to be able to play some minions here, but I imagine this is just going to... Red Knight is going to look at this 4 minions on the board and think, this is actually quite a good brawl, and I'm probably not going to get a better brawl this game, considering how many minions my opponent appears to be playing in their deck.
I mean, Cornered Sentry sounds like an excellent addition to the brawl turn.
Ah, but if you play Dry Whisker Armory, then you don't get to hero power.
Yeah, that seems a bit unnecessary. You want more damage on your opponent as opposed to more health on yourself in this situation.
Yeah.
But regardless, Red Knight isn't just a commanding position.
Yep, and a Raptor. Maybe we'll see a shield. Maybe we'll see a shield slam on the Raptor.
Raptor always wins.
Yep, Raptors are very resilient creatures, Animal.
They're like cockroaches.
And with the second Phantom Alicia coming off the top, there's just going to be a refill here. And do you think we're going to see the second brawl come out here?
Yeah, I think I'd like to see a repeat of the last turn, but I'd like to see Die Insect in there.
Yes, I think the hero power is a must. No, he's going to do it. Yeah, no, I don't think
Oh
there's any
no.
reason to play the corner sentry round 2 there. You're pretty much guaranteed to... Yeah, it was always going to be a Phantom Leisha. This allows you to get the hero power, play out a Acolyte of Pain, and pretty much say go. And the only minion left in Orania Phoenix's hand is this cornered sentry.
Yeah. Aranya does have a lot of healing in hand going for her, so she can buy several more turns, but unless she magically finds some kind of proactive card to help take control and put some pressure onto Red Knight, then it's gonna be a long and difficult process.
I think it's going to be a short and difficult process, no more.
Possibly. Likely. I don't know. That cornered sentry into Spirit Last synergy, I'm digging it.
That is pretty sweet, I've got to admit. So you could go something like... No... Yeah. So it's probably going to be played in conjunction with the Binding Heal, maybe a Divine Hymn on top of that. Some hero powers. Back up to 25 health.
I'm disappointed that we're not seeing those raptors get lashed.
Nothing like some lashed raptors. Shield Slam is...
Hashtag Team Lash Raptors.
That is a good team there. Let's start it. Red Knight, just gonna keep going. And Red Knight's just asking all the questions, just saying, there is only so long you can heal before you die. Shadow of Death is gonna remove this gem-studded golem. Then... This is the end of the healing, in fact. No.
Yeah, looks that way.
And looks like that was just the concede from Orania Phoenix. And this is going to go 4-2-0 for Red Knight.
Yep,
So
Red Knight's only got that Druid left.
Red Knight only has the Druid, and having a look at the deck lists, we can see that it is in fact a Malagos Druid. Spicy. So I wonder what deck Orania Phoenix would like to be queuing into this Malagos Druid.
Probably something proactive like that Odd Paladin she was running. That's what I would like to see.
But Odd Paladin spreading play is always a tricky issue to contend
True.
with. I mean, Iranian's been playing a different deck each round, so I imagine we're going to see the only deck of hers that we have not seen yet, which is her Warlock. And there's a couple of interesting things going on in this Warlock.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. We're seeing some demons. Oh man, I don't want to spoil what's coming in this Warlock deck.
You could, Animal, could you say that really some people might not be prepared for it?
I think that is probably the only thing you could say.
Yep, we're seeing a Gnome Ferratu, we're seeing a Rin. It's a kind of control lock. Obviously not an even lock with the Mortal Coil and Dark Pact in hand. And Red Knight... Wait. Soul of the Forest?
Yeah, I've seen this list.
Yes, this is Malagos Token Druid.
Token Malagos. I'm not sure. Not sure.
I have actually played this a bit, and it's pretty spicy. Gnome Ferratu unfortunately only hits a Spellstone, doesn't hit anything big like say Malagos, because that would be hilarious.
That would be a really awesome hit on that.
Just okay, Gnome Ferratu wins the game. Cool.
Oh, we see that Fell Soul Inquisitor again.
My man.
Ooh, Aranya opting not to tap there.
Yeah, very interesting. And Red Knight's just going to get this Twig of the World Tree going as soon as humanly possible. And you can see why with the Ultimate Infestation already in hand. The Demon Patrol is going to come out though.
The Doom Patrol.
A. So all Red Knight's really looking to do this game is just kind of vaguely control the board. Not die.
Yeah. Druid kind of struggles to control the board a lot. But Aranya is not putting on a ton of pressure at the moment, so the Druid is sitting pretty comfortable. Just that's going to be ramping in the upcoming turns. He's got Spreading Plague if Aranya decides to go wide. Malfurion, very solid position.
Yep, Malfurion is a pretty good card. Ultimate Infestation's a pretty good card.
Oh, man.
Nourish into Arcane Tyrant is kind of what everyone hates right now. Didn't see any wild growth, to be fair, so
yeah,
there hasn't been everything. But when you have the
Still
Twig...
a disgusting turn 5.
When you have Twig, though, you don't really need wild growth. Aranya's going to get a bit of healing from this, but... is it enough? And maybe we'll see... Oh! We're instead going to see a Spellstone Mortal Coil to try and draw some cards, instead of opting to play the Rin this turn. And the second Felsoul Inquisitor is coming into their hand. Coming in hot. I wonder if just from Red Knight he's just feeling, okay, yeah, sure, I'm just going to play Wisp's Solar Forest now.
I mean, that seems like a good idea. Might as well get those out onto the board while you can. That's 5 minions, I believe.
Yeah, it will be. Although there will be the concern for Red Knight that Defile would be a pretty tasty clear for Aranya Phoenix. Looking at Aranya's deck, we do actually see that there is no Defile in this list.
Oh, that's very surprising.
But there's no, of course, no way for Red Knight to know that. Oh, I do hope we see a Lackey Pact here to see what demon exactly comes out here, because really, it could be anything. But I know what I'm hoping it will be.
I know exactly what I want it to be, and I think Aranya's got it in the back of her mind as well.
Come on, do it for the fans.
Can we see it?
Do it for the fans. Yes, come on.
Come on.
Here we go. It's happening. No!
No!
Damn it!
Never lucky. Get some baby rages into the chat.
Baby Rage all day. Red Knight has a pretty tasty turn here. Be able to get Wisps, Soul the Forest, weapon hit. Oh, actually electing to not use the last weapon hit. Maybe holding on to Malagos. Not really sure about that. And this is a very awkward position for Aranya Phoenix to be in.
Can it be? It is. It is not.
It is not. It is the Dread Infernal. It is not. Yeah, boy. And she elects to not play the Felsoul Inquisitor there. And how much damage is this?
You know, with Tree of the World Tree in hand, if Ultimate Infestation draws,
Savage
I don't
Roar,
know,
or
Savage Roar, another Branching Paths.
Yep, there's the Branching Paths. Moonfire for good measure, but I have a feeling that this is going to be very, very lethal.
Oh yeah, Malagos was not necessary, but Tree of the World Tree putting in a bit more work than I expected it to. I was a skeptic of the old Malagos token druid,
but it has shown exactly what it's capable of in this game, and
yeah,
just like that, Animal, we've got ourselves a winner already.
Yeah, best of 9. Red Knight ends up sweeping with his lineup. A lot of really standard meta decks he brought this week, and you know, he demonstrated exactly why those are some of the strongest decks in the game at the moment.
Yeah, Red Knight bringing full on meta, and Aranya Phoenix bringing full on off meta, and fortunately for Aranya and for Team Toast, just didn't work out her way this time. Didn't get quite a few of the matchups I think she'd wanted. Queuing that kind of very reactive anti-aggro priest into the quest warrior is about as bad as it could really have gone for Aranya in particular.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. Not hitting matchups that you want to can really hurt. But when that doesn't happen, you just got to accept it and move on. Sometimes there's nothing you can do when your opponent queues the deck you don't want them to queue.
That is true, and like there was, I think the standout game has to be that odd paladin versus spell hunter game where it was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for 10 turns almost.
That was a really exciting game.
Both players looked like they kind of had it in the bag several times over. And then, of course, Red Knight was just about able to eke it out with that ridiculous poisonous taunt zombeast. Was it poisonous?
That's Bloatbat.
Bloatbat and Stubborn Gastropod was the combination.
Oh, yeah.
That is a beastly combination of things, if you pardon the pun.
Oh, I will not pardon the pun. But we will move on. Are we doing any interviews tonight?
Should we see if these players can get on in here?
No. I know Red Knight is available. Let me go ahead and check with Aranya.
Right. Red Knight is available. Just waiting to hear from Aranya Phoenix, and we'll see what happens.
All right, both of them look to be available. Let me make sure I got them. Or do you have them added on Discord as friends?
I do not.
Let me see if I can. Just one moment.
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Right. Just one
Start
second.
a call over there.
And we're back in the room.
Yes.
Just waiting on our special guests to get on up in here.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Congrats on your victory. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, guys. Was definitely very nervous going in, to be honest. Deck selection, so the draft was nuts. Okay, if you didn't, my thought was everyone was just going to take Druid first, and that did not happen. And so then, it was interesting selecting decks for this event.
Yeah. So, what was your thought on the drafting process? Just I'm going to take the best possible things.
So my thought was going in was that somebody takes Druid, so then I'm going to take Warlock Warrior, right? Or Warlock Rogue, right? To cover either just go all in on countering the remaining good classes, which is, Paladin and Druid, right? Or maybe take Warlock and have that option and then be able to cover myself against them just taking Rogue and being able to beat the Warlock easily, things like that. How it ended up playing out was first overall picked was Mage. And so I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take Druid. And I took Druid and Hunter. Yeah, so that I got from a pro. I can't take full credit for that one. I can't remember. I retweeted them forever ago. I made a couple of tweaks to it, so it runs a little bit more similar to Malagos Togwile Druid. There's a singleton innervate and things like that. But yeah, you saw the power of it. You get this busted swing turn where you get 20 mana to just finish them off, right? I didn't have the tools to kill in hand, and so I was just okay, we'll just UI them and then get 10 more mana and see if we have it. So it's worked on ladder. It's not as bad as you think.
No, I have also tried it out on ladder, and it's pretty funny.
It's pretty great. There's also turns where you just get random outs against your counters like Warlock because they're already so low, right? Where you just drop Malagos and go double Moonfire Face and you just win the game on the spot. That has happened before.
And then it's I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that just happened.
Yeah, no, it's that particular play is really potent when you don't draw Twig, because if you draw Twig, then they're thinking you're Malagos Druid, and then they play differently. So, but when you're on the Twig plan, everyone thinks you're Malagos. So that there's play pattern things that you can take advantage of, and this is like the power of Druid, right? Like Druid can just be 18 different things. I should turn off OBS so you all can see my face.
Yeah.
I just realized that somebody could have said something. I was like, oh wait, I'm silly.
I was fine with not seeing your face, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for that. Oh man, just going for the throat there.
Burn. Got to bring you down a peg after that victory.
There he is. There's that beautiful mug.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. See, it's good cup, bad cup.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
That works. I can see it.
Sorry for no face. Sorry for no face.
It happens. It's fine.
I'm kind of paranoid about my face right now, but my sponsor is going to be sending me to DreamHack in September, so I'll probably just, come out of hiding a bit before the trip.
So if you want to see Aranya's face, you better go to DreamHack and support the
Hell
Hearthstone team that way.
Hell yeah. Come to DreamHack. Come to Montreal. Meet my fiance.
Nice.
Sounds great.
Yes.
Sounds like a good time.
That sounds
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. I'm flying to America just for that.
Well, Montreal's in Canada, so.
I mean, that's still on the continent of North America, right?
He didn't specify United States.
A couple
Typical
hundred years
American
ago,
thinking that when you say America, they mean the USA. Good grief. So, alright, I want to talk a bit about what was going on in some of your decks, because there was some pretty funky stuff.
Yeah, it was. A lot of people don't expect some of the things I play, and I have legit made some legend players very salty in the past because they look at my rank. Because I play a lot of other Blizzard games as well. I stream a lot of them, so I don't devote a ton of time to ladder. But in the past, I've devoted a decent enough time to get the monthly card back, get a good feel for my monthly stats. And they'll see leper gnome rank, and they've got their little amber mana crystal, and I'll just take them to the cleaners, and then next thing you know, it's the end of the match, and they're spamming, "I will hunt you down! I will hunt you down! The elements will destroy you!" One deck that did that a lot for the standard Year of the Mammoth. God, I love that year. That was such a fun year to be a mage. The deck you saw, Conjured Drinks, was actually a kind of a refill, if you will, on a deck that I had made the previous year called Chilled Drinks, which was with Journey to Angoro, Death Knights, all of that. At the height of that deck's career, and I stuck with it for the whole year with reason, because at the height of its career, it had a 75% win rate.
Beautiful.
It was
Wow.
Yes, it was an incredible deck. If you want to see the deck list and play it in wild, you can go find me on hearthstone.com. Find the deck list on hearthstone.com.
Yeah.
And what I had to do with the love of my Hearthstone life, Chilled Drinks, was kiss all those cards going to wild goodbye. And I had to figure out, how am I going to keep this? How am I going to keep this?
How am I going to play Singleton Mage with no Kazakus, no Reno?
Yeah. How am I going to play Cabal without having the Cabal or anything like that? So I had to think of something different, and the major mechanic, the major gimmick that I went with for that, instead of potions and things, was instead conjuring things, like materializing spells out of nothing, like the arcane keysmith. You pull out a spell that you didn't have, things like that.
Sure.
So that was the major thing about that. It's an ode, a dirge, a love song, all in one.
Various little elemental dudes.
Yes. Silver Moon I made as a concession, because
which one was Silver Moon?
The Paladin deck. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The title is a pun, Silver Moon, because you've got all the Silverhand Recruit synergy, and you've got Baku the Moon Eater, Silver Moon.
Yeah.
I'm hilarious.
I see what you're doing there.
I'm going to call all my odd Paladin decks that from now on.
So what I had to do there was, it was the start of the new Year of the Raven and everything, and the Witchwood, and Paladins, particularly Baku Paladins, were trashing the ladder right and left. Trashing the ladder right and left. So I, of course, got tilted, got salty, got angry, and I made a concession and said to myself, okay, I may not be able to play mage in this meta right now, but I will concede to playing paladin this way for a while. And I had a lot of fun with it. It turned out to be surprisingly fun and surprisingly good. Doesn't make the legend players nearly as salty as my mage decks, but it's fun.
And that's the most.
I mean, making
important
lots.
thing.
Absolutely. Swarming the board little dudes, like, and just winning with Stormwind Champion is like probably just the most hilarious thing to me ever, just because that card is like, when was that card seeing play? 2013 beta, something like that? I don't know. It's awesome. Arena. That's the correct answer.
Yeah.
Arena.
Good old
Yeah,
Stormwind champion in Arena.
the only sad thing about Baku Paladins is Knife Juggler is an even cost card, so you cannot play with it like that. It's like, oh, I really wanted to. Oh crap! It's not gonna let me.
You call that a curse? I call that a blessing.
You know, imagine if that was the case. Would you see any other deck?
I would retire. Like, no Hearthstone for me. That's just not okay.
Game over.
Yes.
Like I'm just saying, like, ugh, that's not okay.
Turn
That's
3,
terrifying.
Knife Juggler,
Yes.
Coin Hero Power. Bye bye.
Rip.
The I will crush you intensifies.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and then you have to kill 1/1s and the that's a lot. That's a lot of pain. Considering that like bad cards are in the deck now, like Raid Leader, and the deck is still nuts. I think it has like easily one of the highest win rates across Hearthstone right now. So no, it is pretty awesome. I was actually super nervous about the Odd Paladin matchup, just because while Druid and Warrior did well, like statistically, like Spell Hunter can have problems with it, like which you can kind of see in our matchup. Like if I didn't get exactly Deathstalker XR, like that could have gone a lot differently. I had good tools, but it could have been a lot different depending on the draw there for sure. So like 100% one of the decks I was worried about. That was why you saw me go to even Shaman versus Shudderwalk Shaman, which I would have preferred. I'm a little bit more comfortable on Shudderwalk, things like that.
Shudder.
Shudder
jaw-
is so
your-
ridiculous.
Your jaws that catch, your claws that bind.
Yes.
He's hilarious as a monster hunt boss. I mean, he's creepy, he's whimsical, and he's not too intelligent. It's so funny.
Yeah, I spoke to someone who yesterday realized that Shudderwalk was a play on the Jabberwocky. I was just like, how?
Just yesterday?
Literally yesterday. I was
Wow.
like,
Oh my God.
How did you just
How?
figure this out?
Right?
It's the world's least subtle homage.
His claws didn't catch that homage.
Get out of here.
Nice.
Good one.
Get out of here.
The road deck, I gotta admit, I didn't really make, but I kind of improvised with. It was one of the in-game deck recipes called Ghostly Echoes, which I kind of hopped in on stream for after the match was done to hear you say, "Oh, I don't know what a Mistwraith is."
Yes.
And-
What is that card?
I will tell you what a Mistwraith is. It's a card where if you play an Echo card,
That card.
yeah, whenever you play an Echo card, gain +1/+1. It's a 3/5 for 4 mana. And the thing about Ghostly Echoes was it was, as the name implies, an Echo synergy deck. And I had about 4 cards missing. The rest I already had in my collection, so I thought, oh, easy rogue deck. I kind of don't want to think about, making rogue decks right now, so I'll just go with this for right now, because the best thinking I ever did with rogue decks was Jade Death Rattle Rogue. It was amazing. Amazing last year. It was so fun. Just
I love
putting out the
Jade
death
Rogue.
rattles. Yeah, destroy the Jade thing, get another Jade thing, pull the Jade thing back, get another Jade thing. Oh my God, it was great. So that was the best thinking I ever did with Rogue, and I could not figure how to think Rogue today. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna fill up what I can with this deck recipe. It required a minion that destroys other minions, which I didn't have. So I just put in Assassinate instead. It required the Face Collector, which I didn't have, so I just put in another Echo card. Just use, whenever I replace cards from other people's or other sites' decks, I try to match the function as much as possible. If it's just there to be a body, I can typically find something with similar stats to just be a body. But when it has a function, I try to find as similar a function as possible so that the essence of the deck and whatever synergy, whatever win thoughts whoever made it was thinking get fulfilled. So that's what I was doing with that rogue deck. It wasn't really mine. It was me doing the best I could with it.
Fair.
And then Priest was interesting. I actually used to main Priest, and but that was so long ago. That was like back during what, Goblins versus Gnomes, the Grand Tournament.
Way back.
I mean, I ran for half a year demolishing things with Priest back in that meta, because my deck building strategy with it was, if I could think of all the cards that just make me so happy, make me want to curse my opponent and their puppies, what would I play? And that's what I put in my deck, and it was great.
Nice.
But I did not have that kind of time to, because I've mostly been playing Mage and Paladin in this meta so far with the Year of the Raven, so I didn't have that kind of time to suddenly shift gears back into Priest. So I thought, okay, how can I, pull off something that kind of pulls from my similar Days of Yore Priest building strategy? How do I make them so mad they want to curse me? And I pulled in, the mind games, the life steal, all that kind of stuff. Did it make you mad?
I mean, I got a little nervous when I saw so much thought steal stuff going on, right? That was when I was playing Shaman, right? Yes. So my biggest thing was, man, if she just gets 3 decent elementals and then Palamos, this game could actually swing. So that was what my thought process was.
You were very good at keeping me on the defensive. Credit where credit's
I mean,
due.
yeah, that's the
Go
thing,
face.
right? Even right, against Priest, here's the secret to beating Priest. It's the same secret to beating Rogue. You just hit them in the face a lot, and generally they can't do anything but play defense.
Exactly.
So then you never pivot to offense. That's why traditionally Priest has had such a big problem before the last year or so, is because they just never had that great a way to shift to offense. Until Shadowy Branduin and cards like that started coming out.
I miss Raza Priest.
Oh, me too. Fiery Passion miss. It's one of those decks I think may have gotten nerfed because of community reaction, not because it was actually OP. But that's just my opinion.
No, it was really, really OP.
I think it was really good.
That was the best deck I've ever encountered, by far.
I'm sorry. What? No, come on, man. What about Grim Patron Warrior?
I wasn't around for that.
Oh, okay. My bad. Grim Patron Warrior, man, that was the juice. Oof.
Pirate Rogue. Pirate Rogue was also fun. So fun.
Oh. Yeah.
Pirate Warrior, Pirate Rogue. The pirate meta when there were pirates everywhere. God, that was great.
Rip.
Yeah.
My
Warlock deck. My Warlock deck just
the Warlock.
The most rotten luck. When you pulled out the Death Knight hero from Alfurion, I was like, kill me now, it's over.
I was really hoping that you would get the Illidan out.
You had an Illidan?
I did. When I play Warlock, I don't do that great with flipping health, and I don't do that great with discard lock or hand lock, but I do excellent with demon decks. Really excellent. Insane. But the bad luck in my hand and the bad luck for me in your hand just totally wrecked that. Blew it to bits. Congratulations.
Yeah, no worries. Absolutely. I had a good time. It was a fun match. And I I was going to ask you though. So like, you took priest over warlock at the end, and then made us both play warlock. So at that point, you can play priest if you want it, but didn't you want to deny me warlock? I was just curious because like that draft went totally different than I expected. I get the paladin mage thing. I just wanted to ask you specifically about the priest thing.
Yeah, priest. If there was anyone going to be playing head games, I was damn sure it was going to be me.
All right, fair enough.
Hey.
That makes sense. Sure,
Got him.
Makes sense. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you got like everyone's time. Thank you for filling in for Team Toast. I appreciate that a lot. It's cool having an opponent.
Absolutely. I'm happy to. Garling was amazing. She was such an amazing friend, and God, I still look at her battle tag, like her battle tag on mine, and I stare
I can't
at
delete
it.
It's just
I stare at it and I can't delete it because I know once I do that, I can't take it back. It's like, I'm not ready.
Right, I'm kind of the same.
Yep.
Yeah, so hashtag Team Toast. He did a fantastic job of representing them. And
Thank you.
And I think we are going to call time on the stream because I want to go to bed.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
What? It's time to start your day.
Yes,
This was a good.
The sun's going to be coming up soon.
Yeah, this was a good first competitive experience for me. So thank you very much. And I did about as well as could be expected for my first time competitively. And I can say that I've learned a lot. I knew I would.
Yeah.
So I'm glad for that.
Yep.
Glad to be of service in that regard.
So long as you learn something from the experience, that's all you can really take from it. So before we go, thank you, Red Knight and Aranya. Where can people find yourselves online if they wish to do so?
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. What a gentleman. If you are looking to find me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is pretty much the same as it's the same as my Twitch handle, Aranya Phoenix, at Aranya Phoenix. You can find me on Twitter. I'm always chit-chatting things up. You can find me on Twitch. I stream after about 4 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, unless I have a nasty mishap with my hand again. Ouch.
Owie.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's where they can find you. And for anyone who can't see for whatever reason, Aranya is spelled Aranya.
Awesome.
And if you don't know how to spell Phoenix, then go read
Back to
some
school.
mythology
That's
books.
unless they play StarCraft.
Anyway.
Red Knight, how about you?
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
there was a phoenix in my hand.
Nice. Yeah, no, so everyone can find me at twitch.tv
Twitch.tv red underscore.
Nice. HS. I'm losing my mind right now. Red_Knight HS is where to find me on Twitch. I'm actually going to go live in about 20 minutes. So, if you all want to head over there, that would be awesome.
I'll give you a host.
Oh, will you? Sweet. Excellent. I appreciate that. Same thing for Twitter, guys. Red_Knight HS is where you can find me on Twitter. I stream most days.
Every single day.
Pretty much, except for like Sunday. So yeah. That's all I got.
There telling you you're bad.
Got it. Anyway, got him.
Yep, and thank you for casting with me, Animor. Where can people find yourself?
Oh, it's been a pleasure. You can find me on Twitter at SwagawayAnimor. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Animor77. I couldn't get Animor. Feels awful, man. You can find Swagaway Gaming, the team I represent, on Twitter at Swagaway Gaming. Wow, revolutionary. We're actually hosting a member monthly tournament this weekend, so be on the lookout for that. What about you, Robobson? Who are you? Where can I find you?
So, I'm Robobson. You can find me on Twitter at @Robobson, and very, very, very occasionally on Twitch at twitch.tv/Robobson. Or you can find me on the Around the Hearth podcast every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/AroundTheHearth. So that is me. That is everyone here. So thank you, Animal. Thank you, Urania and Red Knight, for providing us with some wonderful entertainment this evening. Thank you all for tuning in. And Animal, when is the next game of UHL playoffs for anyone who needs reminding, such as myself?
Ooh, I believe that's Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on this very same channel. Tune in then, and we shall see you then for some more UHL playoff action. Thank you from all of us, and good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Have a good night, guys.